What is up, guys? My name is Cartoons, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to win at Battlegrounds more frequently. I think the tips I have to offer will help you win more often, which in turn increases the amount of honor that you can gain per hour, which means that gearing up a character is a lot easier by watching this video and doing the tips that I teach you. So I'm really excited to do this, and I also want to let you know that gear doesn't matter at all. So to prove my point, in this video, all the footage that you see will be in last season's gear, the Grievous Gladiator's gear, which is outscaled horribly, and it's super useless to have this gear on. You do like pretty much 30 or 40% less damage with it on, so trust me, gear doesn't matter at all. And also I have a couple announcements to let you guys know of for my channel at the end of this video, so be sure to stay tuned. Let's get started. A huge tip for winning Battlegrounds is to fight where the least enemies are. Now this is really important because, for example, if you're looking down over the hill of the mines at Arathi Basin, and you see one person, and you know that you can fight this one person. You don't know if you can win or not, but you're going to give it a shot anyways. You've gotten some bravery, you know, as if you were about to walk up and go talk to a girl or something. You know, you've got that courage in your heart. Okay, so you jump down and you fight this guy, and two situations can happen, and this is where the tip comes into play. You can either, one, win the fight and then capture the objective. That's great, you know, awesome. Or two, you can also lose the fight, but as you're falling, the enemy that you're about to fight, that you lost to, called out for help, in his BG chat. So there's like 4 or 5 Horde or Alliance running to the node, trying to defend, which relieves pressure from your team. It basically makes it so that 14 other people in the Arathi Basin are fighting 9 people, because there are 5 people sitting at mines trying to fight you or kill you, and you're just wasting their time. So it's relieving pressure from your team and increasing pressure onto the enemy team, which in turn increases the likelihood of you winning the battleground, because it increases the likelihood of your team capturing enemy objectives. Battlegrounds are extremely strategic, and that's why I want to go ahead and move into the next tip. My next tip is to know when to run away, but not only to know when to run away, also know where to run away. So if you're fighting 4 people by yourself and you don't know what to do at this point, because you never pulled off a 1v4, it's not your thing, and it's a little bit harder above your scout level right now, so you know you're going to die pretty soon. So what do? Okay, so take a second while you're dying and look around. You have a bunch of room around you. Maybe you could run off in like this random huge area that is like super far away from an objective. So I could run all the way up to, say, the Horde starting area in Arathi Basin, or I could run all the way to the side trees in Warsong Gulch, etc., etc. And when you do this, the enemy has 2 options, and both of them play out in your favor. So they could, one, chase you. So there's 4 enemies that are going to chase you, which relieves pressure from your team and increases pressure on the enemy team, which increases your likelihood of winning. And if they chase after you, it's likely that you're going to die, but they're also all, out in Africa compared to where they should be. They shouldn't be near you. They should be on the objective. But you're wasting their time, which is what you're supposed to do. Or 2, they could give up. They don't want to run all the way over there and kill you because it's out of the way. They're a little bit smarter. And when you're out of the way like that and you somehow get away, you kite off to Africa, and you use your blazing speed or your disengages or your sprints, your cloaks, whatever, and you get away, you're also alive. So you're extremely useless whenever you're dead. And it's important that if you run in that direction, that it's just completely off in randomness, instead of just standing in the same spot, AFK until you die. It's really important that you do every action that you possibly can to either get away or waste the enemy team's time, because when you do that, it relieves pressure and increases pressure for the enemy team. So it's really good to do that. And as you may have noticed, pretty much everything in video games is extremely psychological, and the more that you coherently acknowledge that, the more that you can start playing with your enemies and your opponents very well. And a way that I do that is also knowing that you can stop enemy players. No matter what, in any situation, if you're mounted running in between objectives, and there's another enemy mounted player that's running at you, and he's running past you, like he doesn't want to fight you, he or she doesn't want to fight you, and it is always important to take a second and stop them and CC them. And the reason for that is because no matter what, I know, for example, that whenever I'm stopped by a random enemy player, so I'm sapped in the middle of a Warsong Gulch by a rogue that just wanted to stop me and piss me off, it actually works. I get frustrated every single time it happens. And whenever that happens, most of the time, the enemy player that is sapped or sheeped or stunned or disoriented or silenced or whatever gets annoyed with that person. So say a priest runs up to me and fears me on my mount, and I'm just stuck in this fear. Like, I can't get out of it, or I can't, maybe I'll use a defensive cooldown. Most of the time, I'm going to give up on the objective that was in my mind because I'm busy focusing on the frustration that I have in my mind. And I project it onto wanting to fight that enemy player. So I'm now chasing after the priest that CC'd me for 7 seconds, so he's super far away. I'm chasing after this priest trying to kill him. I'm forgetting about the objective, which again relieves enemy pressure, or it relieves enemy pressure from your team and increases pressure on the enemy team. So that's super worth it. So no matter what, stop enemy players, CC them. It pisses them off as well as it just CCs them. So CC is always good. And last but not least, I know that this is a little cliche, but it is really important that you never ever give up in any battleground whenever you're trying to succeed and gain honor. And this is really important because World of Warcraft's battlegrounds are specifically designed in a way that you can always have a possibility of winning, no matter what. So if you're 2-0, right, or if you're down 2 caps in Warsong Gulch, you can still win by capping 3 times in a row without allowing them to cap the flag once. Or if you're in Arathi Basin and they're at 1590 resources out of 1600, you can always 5-cap the battleground and you can always win. There's no matter what situation is happening, you can always win the battleground. And it is really important to never give up, because if you're the guy that sits off in the corner masturbating as he's pissed off because he can't win the battleground because you're like 400 resources behind and you just gave up and you're that rager, you're obviously not going to win. There's no way that you're going to win if you're that guy. So if you take a second and think coherently, what is it that I can do to win this battleground? You are going to start thinking and creating possibilities. And this video is not only to give you tips, but is also to give you the inspiration necessary to create your own tips and create your own ideas. And whenever you do that, you'll start winning battlegrounds more, because no matter what, you'll always start finding opportunities. And when you practice that over and over and over, you get better and better. And when you do that, you're going to only start winning more battlegrounds. The only way that you can go is up. So that's why I can't stress enough that not getting mad at the game and getting focused on how you can win no matter what is so important that you should do that. So take a second, take a deep breath. Always try and win no matter what. Never give up. You only gain honor. For example, in Strain of the Ancients, if you're assuredly going to lose and there's really nothing that you can do to win the battleground, there's really nothing. What you could do is you could run off and destroy the random extra gates on the left side because everybody rushed the right side. And whenever you destroy one of those gates that nobody cares about or is defending, then you gain extra 19 honor for your team, each player. So, say there's 2 gates, you get 30, or you get 38 honor. That's a pretty substantial amount for just doing nothing instead of just masturbating in the corner, So never give up. But that does sum it up for me today, guys. Now, for my announcements. First, I'd like to announce that I am currently sponsored by Phoenix, and what this means is that I'm able to give away Phoenix gear for free. What they do is they do high-end luxury gaming peripherals, which is super valuable to you because I can give them to you for free, as well as you can check out their sites and all that stuff down in the description if you haven't heard from them before. They are kind of a new company, and what I'm giving away is a mouse Nashita, a keyboard Atur, and the Demora mousepad over on my Facebook. And all you have to do is comment on the post and be sure to be liking both the cartoons and the Phoenix Facebook pages. I'm really close to the 10K mark, and I'd love to see you guys enter for the contest. But other than that, guys, I'd also like to announce that I am going to BlizzCon next weekend, which is super exciting. This will be my 3rd BlizzCon. And I'll be walking around with the YouTube crew doing a bunch of stuff. So if you follow me on Twitter, you'll be able to be notified of what I'm going to be doing on BlizzCon. I'll be taking a bunch of pictures, which I'll be posting on Instagram as well. I know that is a lot of social media, guys, but I do my best to keep you updated on everything that I'm doing. And it is awesome that you guys are interested in following me. So you can check it out in the description for all the stuff that I offer you. As well as if you are interested in meeting me at BlizzCon, then be sure to be following my Twitter. That is a huge outlet for me to be able to schedule meetups and do things with other YouTubers as well as you guys. So at events, most of the time it's usually Twitter. Whenever I post things out, I'll do like, okay, we're meeting up at this time, be there at this time, this place, and we'll go from there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching my video, guys. I really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos in the future. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.